And I took the butcher knife and put it up to her neck. I said, if you want to live to see tomorrow, you better start frying them eggs a little bit better than what you're frying. I'm tired of eating sloppy.
What's going on?
I got a few things to talk about today.
I got some stuff.
I really hate all the things going on in the world right now.
So, what's the deal with airline food? Bam, 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 bam.
Say something funny.
This guy's crazy.
He's a frog too. He's crazy. He's a frog.
What's in a frog? It's blue.
Dude,
he didn't even look like a frog, really.
one time I was at Walmart and I heard the funniest guy say the funniest thing to his friend. He goes, beam, 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 blah, blah, blah. He had a little pilot hat on. Goggles.
And I was like, this guy's crazy.
This guy's fucking crazy.
He's driving around like a little invisible bike. What's the music video? What happens in that one? He's in the future of Crazy Frog.
Bah, beam, beam, bah.
Bam, 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 bam,
And it costs like $15 a month for that to be your ringtone.
Dude, yeah, like it's like $30 a month. Like it's like Amazon Prime, more than Amazon Prime, to have an 8-bit chip tune as ringtone and Nokia cell phone background.
The glitter text. The gangster glitter text.
Yeah, dude. Did you know that there's a Crazy Frog remix of the Cha Cha Slide?
Hold on. Hold on.
I was looking up the Cha Cha Slide one time when I was at work, and
I got to start putting markers in for every time we bring something up, because the past few episodes I've completely forgot to put in.
Drop the ball on a couple things. We just referenced so many cool things.
So anyhow.
Yeah, but
how does that sound? Is that any good?
It goes. How does beam bitty beat beam bitty. I don't know how it sounds. I've never heard it, but I know it exists.
Your attempt was so good. Beam bitty bow bow.
Beep beep bum bum.
It was so lackluster.
I mean, like the Cha Cha Slide it's
now beam real smooth.
I mean, it's basically the antithesis to Crazy Frog. It's very short and choppy.
Yeah, it's very smooth, not crazy.
Crazy Frog Cha Cha Slide remix.
So,
Cha Cha Slide, what a hit!
I mean, for real.
The official video.
This is something new. The Crazy Slide for you. And this time,
where's the frog?
We're gonna get. Everybody, clap your hands.
You ask, you get it.
Clap your hands.
This is fucking nuts, dude.
Clap your hands at home. This version's too crazy for me.
It's just the Cha Cha Slide, but faster. This sucks. Yo, this sucks. This is not really a good song.
Oh, look. He's on his invisible motorcycle.
Oh, when he cha-chas, he beams?
Oh, look at all these people here. Bam, bam.
Beam.
That frog is so crazy.
So crazy,
That's
dude.
the craziest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
I've been trying to get away from crazy things like that on the internet, honestly.
Yeah, it's in the new Crazy Frog video on Live Leak.
It's topping the charts on fucking
Rotten.com.
It's right under
cartel videos, warehouse accidents, and then the Crazy Frog Cha-Cha Slide.
Yeah, it's right under a few videos of guys getting necklaced and fucking Colombian necktie.
The guy crashes a forklift, falls out of it, and it crushes his head. And then there's the Crazy Frog.
Yeah. And somehow that's still above the video where the mom
some Chinese
body slams a couple of kids to death.
And then some Chinese factory workers get melted.
Yeah, you watch them slowly get melted. The camera slowly zooms in on their faces.
They get sucked into a spaghetti machine. And then the Crazy Frog song playing on top of that bomb.
Think you're in think you're in like that the ending scene of Judgment Day where you're just surrounded by vats of fucking molten
Yeah, it's
metal.
skull dunes.
You're just skull dunes outside and molten metal inside. And you're a Chinese. You seen the video where it's like the Chinese? It's a huge, giant piece of machinery firing out red hot pipes.
Yeah.
And he
They're
catches it and
molten?
puts it in.
Or wait,
and
or
then
is it-
some dude just throws a bucket of water on him to cool him down. Think about that.
Have
So
you
you
seen the
work.
ones where something goes wrong and it's just spewing out molten jelly?
Oh yeah,
molten
dude.
metal jelly.
The molten, there's one where like they have a fucking giant cube of molten metal they're trying to press into a ball, and it's off center, and the press just shoots it. Fucking, it's like a hydraulic press, and it shoots this molten ball like 130 miles an hour at this dude's shins, and it just wipes him out, and he just fucking gets
just carry them out like ants.
It's
and
like
then
it's like Donkey Kong, like old Donkey Kong. He just got barreled by this fucking red hot piece of metal. It's the
God,
craziest
can you
video.
imagine?
He falls on it, and it's like his whole face, his whole front touches it. So you know that just goes. It just cauterizes his front. He's like the heel of bread off the loaf. He
God,
no longer has a face.
It's like a hot dog that you didn't turn over. Dude, like that's the craziest frog shit I've ever heard.
Beam, ball.
Dude, on a scale of tame to crazy frog.
That's cha-cha real crazy.
Yeah, that's cha-cha crazy.
Oh my god, bro.
Slide to the left. Wee!
Bang.
What a absolute soulless cash grab. I'm so disappointed what an obvious cash grab the cha-cha slide crazy
Real.
frog
And
was.
like what's kind of
Where's the
offensive,
artistry?
why haven't I heard of that yet? Obviously because it sucks so bad they can't even put it on TikTok, which is the craziest thing.
There's not enough crazy frog in it. Like
True.
it's just
that old guy in the car yelling at him like he's a minority.
Yeah, like
He's yelling at him.
yells at one point, like now, like in Crazy Frog's motorcycle, like where is it even? You can't even.
That's how crazy he is, bro.
Dude, it's like it's a figment of his imagination. He's
That's so crazy.
He doesn't even
He
know
can
he's not
jump
on a motorcycle.
This dude's nuts.
Dude, I need to be.
Hey, is it cool if I invite a friend over? He's a little crazy.
This guy, he's crazy, man.
It's a good time, but he's a little crazy.
He's crazy. Dude. One time he, you know what, he said this funniest thing.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Now,
man.
he does have skin poisoning from colloidal silver. That's what
Yeah,
it's
he looks
blue.
like a Smurf. He looks
Yeah.
a little blue.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, he's crazy, but don't get him. Don't judge him too soon because I was going through a real tough time. My parents got divorced, and he gave me some words of wisdom. He went, bam, bam,
Don't let him. Don't leave him alone with your drink. Dude,
what is
he at my grandpa's funeral.
Crazy frog.
He got up and gave a speech, he said the most heartfelt thing. He just got up there and was like, bam, 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 bam.
That rules.
Dude, yeah,
What's that line from 3 6 Mafia? Crazy frog is a frog, one you do not trust. You leave your bitch around and believe your bitch gonna
Bro.
get bomb.
yeah, bro, like
Nailed it, dude. I fucking got it.
women, like they got they got animal brains.
They got animal brains.
They can't handle, like they just want to
wanna
slurp
boink,
on the craziest
slurp on the
guys.
crazy frog.
Whoever the craziest guy in the room is.
Damn, bro.
They want to ride on the back of that invisible hog.
Dude's crazy. He shows up to parties and he picks bitches up
Should've
on
known. I
that
came
thing.
home from work one day and I can't find my wife, but I hear it from the other room.
It's kind of muffled because he's eating her pussy.
Yeah.
He revs it up. He hits the Wii and she goes, "Oh, crazy frog!"
And I go in and I gun them both down. I put 40 rounds in each of their heads.
Guilty Conscious by
It's a
Eminem.
6-shooter. I refill it like about 8. I refill it about 8 times. I don't. It's a single action too, so I got to pull the hammer back and knock out each individual shell.
One of those old 5 cylinders.
Yeah, it's a
old revolvers.
22 where the cylinder doesn't even come out.
you
You have to just use a little rod to push out the old shells.
It took you 45 minutes in total.
Yeah.
You ran out of bullets and had to go buy a new box and came back.
And then by the time I got back, the cops were there because see Crazy Frog, he's a confidential informant. So
of course, he
was wearing a wire the whole time.
Damn.
He just used my wife as a pawn in his game to get me.
And what that's how crazy he is that he's working for the government just to get you.
Exactly, because he went down on a fucking, they were going to put him away for 20 years on a crystal meth charge.
It lines up. You look at how crazy he is.
Yeah,
his teeth.
He's like,
it all shapes up.
Little crazy guys like you don't do well in prison.
You little guys.
They're going to put him in witness protection, but, he's too much of he's too bombastic.
He's a liability.
He is. He's like, the guy can't, he can't just... He's got to be in the spotlight all the time,
He's Mr. Bombastic. That's why he's back with the new hit.
Yeah, Mr.
That's
Bombastic.
Why he's back. Cha-cha.
Actually, it wasn't Shaggy. It was actually Crazy Frog.
They tried to beam on the counter. A bop. That's so low effort. I love that.
Crazy Frog remix to Ignition. Give me that beam.
Give me that bop. It's
running her hands on my frog.
Running your hands through my frog. Bouncing on all your on my hog.
Running your hands on my frog. Bouncing up on my hog.
It's the mix to the shit that I don't even fuck. Well, did that song even have words? Beam.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about remix to Ignition. I was like,
does that shit even have words? No, man, that was just like...
It might have had like a sort of announcer thing in the beginning.
Because Crazy Frog was just the same thing. It's like that stupid fucking dancing baby in a diaper from like first generation internet.
I was trying to find that the other day and I couldn't. I was really disappointing.
And its hands don't even move. It looks like an N64 graphic.
Yeah. That was the funniest thing. Like, imagine your buddy at work gives the craziest guy at work,
the craziest dude at work,
hands you a floppy disk. You bring it home. You delete everything on your computer so that you can fit it. Yeah, and then you're gonna need all 40. You're gonna need all 40 megs of hard drive space. My dad's first computer was something like 40 megs. Said it could fit the whole Anheuser-Busch payroll on it.
No bonuses, just a normal
spreadsheet.
That's crazy, bro. Digital storage was so small and pathetic back then, and it cost like
floppies. It was like
That's one of the craziest. I think about things like that, like genuinely seriously about the worst developments in technology.
You had to know some basic to do anything.
Well, true.
He had a computer. He learned from a little instruction thing how to make a shooting star go across the screen. He coded it.
That's so tight. I have no idea how. I would never know how to begin to do that.
My dad was like an early one on the forums when it was like regional. So like it would be like just a forum of like only people in Missouri, really, like all people in Missouri and shit. And he was like, they would just like rip on each other online in forums. And he said he met up with like the people from the forums once, and they were like 16-year-old kids, and like he was at Denny's with my mom, and they're like he was Dr. Quest, that was his handle. And then there's like and then he just left.
Yeah, I mean. That's so wild. I mean,
he was like 20.
Well, and this is a time.
Probably,
this is probably a time when it's like
It's hyper nerd shit.
It's hyper nerd shit. Pedophiles aren't even on it.
No, there's no reason for them to be.
It's not even anything like that.
You know, it's just like it's not. There's not the infrastructure for them. For it to be worth it for them, it's like
no, they're
like,
still snorkeling at the pool, at the public pool, looking at kids' feet.
Yeah, they're still. And then some of them are selling kids candy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a joke I don't want to repeat, but one of my favorite jokes of all time. Like, you know what? What the Jewish pedophiles say to the kid? Hey, kid, you want to buy some candy? It's a perfect joke.
That's good.
I'll buy some.
Shannon.
Janet.
She might be asleep. Anyway, when we were... I stop it on the ground real hard so it wakes her up. When we were at the... When I was getting my tattoo from Phil, he just brings up to the... I can't remember how it was brought up, but the guy next to him and in the booth, whatever the fuck, the seat, they bring up... this psychotic woman who owns a candy store in town. And my gears start turning. I'm like, wait, where's this? And he tells me where it is, and I'm like, no, is it right next to that, like, adult ice cream store? It's like liquor and they give you dick shade. Yeah, it's just penis.
Porno mags out on them.
You walk in and it's just a fucking like a barbershop.
Yeah, an old neighborhood barbershop.
Old wops that don't even speak English.
Old wops and a bunch of binders full of
sitting like
disposable camera developed film of Mardi Gras tits.
Yeah, Mardi Gras tits, and women they just like kick the door in the bathroom. And they're so scared trying to cover.
Everybody's getting like their hair cut down to their necklace.
Mm-hmm. And they're all sitting like this, so you can't tell that they're chubbed up at all the porn.
Oh yeah. And there's a TV like a fuzzy TV up in the corner that's playing God knows what.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Mm-hmm. But in this candy store, it's like this woman, and maybe you'll fall in love with her. I've never met anyone who was so psychotic about candy. My wife.
My wife.
My wife. Phil was like, yeah, she definitely grinds kids up and turns them into the candy. Because
give her my number.
I asked for, like, I want something grape, and she just pulled an unmarked cardboard box up, and it just said grape with, like, magic marker on the side. And she's trying to sell a box of miscellaneous grape candies to Phil for, like, 50 bones.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. And like she was nuts. She knew like every kind of candy, dude.
If you tell me she ghosts vape pits, I'm gonna go down and propose to her tomorrow.
Yeah, dude.
So you don't know me, but I've heard about
you. She ghosts vape pits and doesn't blink.
Dude, oh my god, I'm in love.
Dude. And it was nuts. She knew, and it was
thick. Oh, she's a candy store. She's got to be thick.
She ain't thin. I mean, she's not big, but she's a sturdy gal. But she knew.
Not gonna get no hip dysplasia.
Well, I got pissed off at the fake Australian.
Yeah.
And it was the day that Shannon was like, "Hey, you need to read what the fuck packages say because the shit ain't Australian."
Haven't you heard ignorance is bliss?
And I was like, damn, I guess I haven't had any fucking Australian licorice. And this bitch's ears started burning, and she just like riz up from the fucking behind the counter and was like, I have Australian licorice.
She doesn't move, but no matter where she just pulls up a different box of whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, she doesn't move, and she's just right in front of you. You're looking at
it's like a video game store.
What are you buying? She's a Resident Evil 4 merchant.
Not enough cash, stranger.
Oh, stranger.
What are you buying? What are you selling? Thank you.
Thank you.
Not enough cash, stranger.
Not enough cash.
I know all of 5 of his lines.
Not enough cash, stranger. What are you buying?
2 sound bites that crudely mash in.
Not enough cash, stranger.
It is.
What are you buying? What are you selling? Thank you.
Every time you sell something, you have to sell like a million things. It goes,
thank you. Thank you.
Ugh. Old game codes are nuts.
Yeah, the fucking they need to bring him back. The merchant.
I didn't play the remaster of 4, but he might be in there.
I mean, if he's not, that's like.
Then I'm never fucking playing that series again.
That's like I go like this.
I mean, I appreciate you not blowing it my way.
Yeah.
Fuck,
But it's like not putting the toxic waste guy in the new RoboCop, you know?
Yeah.
Like no toxic waste guy, no dice.
Speaking of toxic waste, you know they're remaking Toxic Avenger?
Of course they are. There's nothing left to like.
No, there's fucking absolutely nothing left. And once I show you the people who are in it, you're gonna fucking be like, "This is."
I assume it's still a trauma film, right? So, I mean, like.
You wish, fag. They found a way to make this so much worse.
Oh boy. I mean, it's like, why remake like a cult classic sort of thing like that?
I have no fucking idea. That's like trying to remake.
It's like we're trying to remake an Ed Wood movie or something. Like fucking Plan 9 from Outer Space and all that shit.
We're remaking Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Look out, we're using Jim Belushi.
Using Jim Belushi and
So,
fucking
listen to
Dave
this.
Aykroyd.
I don't even know who the fucking Toxic Avenger is, but we got Peter Dinklage in this bitch, Elijah Wood.
Is there no other midget?
Kevin Bacon. No, there is no other midget, dude. That's the thing.
Dude, this is 2 star-studded of a cast.
I'm telling you.
What a, you know.
It's got a whole lot of faces you've seen, but names you wouldn't know.
See.
But the fact that they're even remaking Toxic Avenger,
It's got Macon Blair in
Yep.
it. The guy from Green Room. He's and he directed was that Blue Ruin too. I actually like his movies.
Yeah. But it just makes no sense. Like
Elijah Wood. Oh my God. We got.
But I mean, and that was one of those movies that I might have only seen once. But when your brother was in that heavy acid phase, and he kept watching fucking like horse shit on repeat, and one of them was Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
It was like when he was playing fucking Captain Beefheart over and over.
Oh,
it's like
God.
You can't listen to just an album of noise.
Yeah, like it's he's like just listen to this. This is beautiful.
Just
Dude,
watch this movie that we all know is purposely
if it ain't
bad.
safe as milk, then you know I'm sorry, but no dice. If it ain't safe as milk or blue jeans and moonbeams,
Yeah,
the
no
album
dice.
everybody hates it.
Yeah.
no.
No
But,
fucking
speaking of
dice.
safe as milk, I drank some milk the other day that was not safe.
Oh no!
I was so I had a donut and I got this gallon of milk out of the fridge and I poured it in the glass and it was clumpy. And I was like, you know, sometimes my fridge gets cold. Maybe it just froze the milk or something. I smell it. I'm like I don't know.
No,
then I go and take a sip of it.
Oh my fucking!
I nearly threw up. It was so gross. Then I looked at the jug. I shake it around, and it's all like caked to the side of the jug. And I pour it out. And
Maybe it's just cold.
I'm gonna think it was all curdled. I thought it was just
You're gonna
frozen.
throw up thinking about it.
Yeah.
Cut it out. Don't do that.
It tasted so bad. Like, dude, if you ever drank spoiled milk,
Yeah, and I've gotten to spoiled milk when it was like maybe 1 or 2, 3 days spoiled, like not to even where it's changed to a cheese.
Dude.
I've only had it where
this
like
was near yogurt.
oh god, that's gonna
It
make
was
me
so
nauseous.
clumpy. And
Stop, bro. Stop.
Smelling it wasn't enough. I had to taste it.
What the fuck is your problem? You look at it, comes out, go.
Because I don't have a very good sense of
that's
smell.
not-
I don't.
The clumpiness and then the maybe smell.
I thought it was just like frozen a little bit because like some. I took the littlest sip and I was like, my face all contorted. It tastes like nothing else I've ever tasted before.
Dude, I
poured it in the sink and I nearly threw up. It was like,
I don't even know what the fucking
it's like cheese curds.
I can't even place it because one time I was super excited to get home from school and bash a bowl of fruit like Reese's Puffs or something because my mom never got the candy cereal, never got the nice cereal. We never had the Pebbles. We never had the chocolate.
Pour bad milk over the top.
I poured a huge bowl. It was a fucking, you know me and my bowls. I poured almost like a popcorn bowl.
You had a cauldron.
I poured the milk in there and I didn't think none the wiser. I took a bite in it. I was like,
dude,
mayonnaise and chocolate peanut butter are supposed to be sweeter than this. I ate over half the bowl before I realized it's probably the fucking milk. I'm a dumbass. I got sick as hell. My stomach got so I had the worst stomach ache.
because the psychological aspect once you realize what's wrong.
Oh, it's so bad. And the problem was, it's like the want that I was a kid, and the want for those fucking Reese's Puffs was so strong.
In complete denial.
I couldn't even convince myself.
Denial's just a river in Africa. Yeah. And then like you open up the milk jug and it farts.
It goes.
Yeah, it goes.
It's just a hot breath.
Dude, there was one time where there was like one of those V8 splash things in the back of my dad's car, and it was so hot and I was so thirsty, and I opened it up and it literally burped at me, and the smell of it was like
psycho.
It was like toilet wine. It had fermented. And it's like maybe it's supposed to burp.
Was it in a bottle?
It was so swelled.
Swollen. The bottom and the bottom went from concave to convex.
The gases. Yeah. The cap burped at me when I took it off.
The liquid was kind of separating at the bottom.
Yeah, shake it up.
That's all that yeast fermenting.
Yeah, dude, get got a little twisted.
That fucking 2 gallon of milk that like sat in the back of your dad's van, and it was in a 98-degree day, and it swelled up to a volleyball, and it was hissing. It was going. You can see it. There's just a thick layer of water. I can separate all the fat separated from it.
It's like, what's the smell?
We couldn't sit in that car for fucking like a day at least.
Dude,
it was so sour.
Well, there was one time in the van, like we accidentally left like somehow remember those Mexican pizzas we used to make where it's like a cream cheese and salsa and it's like chip dip, cream cheese, salsa, cheese, and like black olives. We somehow left it in the back of the car, and like it smelled like just ass tacos and there for like forever. We're like, what is wrong? Like, where's the smell coming from? And we eventually find this rotten ass Mexican pizza dip in the back. It had been in there for so long, it smelled like just assy tacos, and
that's so
in the
brutal.
van. It never quite left.
Fuck. Dude, when JD and I were in New Zealand and we got a car and we were driving town to town, we stopped and got groceries, and we got a carton of eggs, and we ate a couple of them, but like by day 4, we just left them. We left our groceries in the back seat. We got in the car. He's like, I looked, I'm like, did you shit yourself? He's like, I was going to ask you the same thing. We drove almost 2 towns or something before we realized we just had these.
It's in the car with you. You got like the windows cracked. You're like breathing it in.
So sulfury, dude. It just smelled like fucking old lady farts, dude.
You're just thinking it's each other hating on each other.
And we were at the point of the trip where like both of us had severe sunburns and I should have gone to the hospital 100%. Like I was so fucking purple from fingertip to toe. Like my toes, from the tips of my toes where my toenails start to my knee is how big my blister was. I just had one long blister.
Dude, that's like when I started at Valvoline, and like I was working like in the front pit with my back to the garage door, and like, the sun was beating on it, and like I look at the back of my calves, and they're like purple. Like, and like if I wouldn't have realized it, like I was pulling up peeling chunks of skin like that big.
Sounds like you're ripping notebook paper
If I
out.
hadn't noticed and wore pants the next day, I probably would have had to go to the hospital. It was so burnt. Because like there was no protection from the sun on your calves where I was standing.
Oh,
back
and then
to it,
your
and
calves,
I didn't even realize it because they don't touch nothing.
No, and your calves are so alabaster white. Because how often do you tan your calves?
Yeah, it was the beginning of the summer.
Damn, you just pulled them out of pants, put them in shorts.
The sun just baked them. Yeah.
Breathing fucking piss and fire on your skin.
It looked like fucking corned beef,
dude. I walking around in New Zealand, everyone's tan and everyone's either Maori or like a surfer, tan and blonde. I walk in literally like head to toe. I'm in a tank top and in rugby shorts. You could see how high the sunburn goes, and people literally just stopped what they were doing and looked at me. I had a number of people ask if I was okay or needed help. Someone just gave us aloe or something.
Like she got like a henna tattoo. It looks like all the Maori shit. Like
it's all like, but I don't do the chin. I do a shitty mustache.
It's just your breakfast dribbling down your chin. Then you're doing like the worst haka ever. You're doing the haka, but it's like the Macarena.
Yeah, I'm just going. Because when they finish, they all go like. I'm just going.
Yeah. The Hakarena.
Damn.
Damn.
Now everyone pay attention as the New Zealand Crazy Frogs to the Macarena.
the all frogs.
All frogs. Bah, bah.
Dude, what? How would I?
Come on, ba, 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 ba. They just started up. Come on, think, come on, think, come on, ba, 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 ba.
They're all going.
They're all just
They're all just
scares the
revving
fuck out of
motorcycle.
the enemy team.
Yeah,
The enemy team gets so scared, and startled. They
We gotta pretend we're scared of Haka. So they have something.
dude. Oh, did you see that?
Bunch of obese 5-foot fucking dudes with face tattoos.
Dude, some of those people. It's like, how are their dimensions?
They look like they're about to start singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Dude, yeah, with tiny ass ukulele.
Yeah. Like, dude, he had to play that ukulele with the Terminator hands.
He had to get that extra extension on the hand.
And then
He's flipping on. Bro.
I love the Terminator.
Dude, like going into a KFC ran by only 5 foot or shorter Maoris that are more than they are tall wide. They were so huge.
Big timed them all, acting like, yeah, I've been to Kentucky.
Yeah, I bet you guys never been there.
See, it's not quite like Kentucky. You come and dress like Colonel Sanders.
I should have, and I should have gone in there and been like, excuse me, nah.
Where
Where are
are
your
all of the
roles?
black people?
Now, why aren't you any of you black? I see you almost colored, but you're not there yet.
You're in a big white suit with
Looks like you only got a couple of spices and herbs.
You're wearing those big bunny ear ties.
Yeah. I only
White
see...
suit, you're fanning yourself.
Mercy me.
You got a big old fat adult son with you, like
Yo, oh,
I'm picturing
yeah,
kind of like the guy in No Brother Where Art Thou.
I'm glad your mother's dead. She'd be ashamed to see you.
With the biggest gun.
But yeah, dude,
How about this? Do you remember the thing about Fat Men's Clubs? I sent you.
No, I wanted to get to that. I needed to actually bring that up.
Dude,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, so like this was like around the early 20th century. There were fat men's clubs like all over the New York Fat Men's Club had like 20,000 members, and you had to weigh at least 200 pounds. And like
what year was this? Because 200 pounds was probably like
1903s.
Oh damn! So that was 200 pounds.
Yeah, like and there was
bad son of a bitch.
but I mean the guys went way above that. Like some of the people are units in this. Like we have to edit this in just because you have to see this guy. He is like a Dick Tracy villain.
Jesus. Okay. Are they like refrigerator chested fat guys?
Like a cartoonish, like because they're all wealthy. You had to be very.
So he looks like a pile of poop. Like he's so fat.
He looks like a pile of poop,
stacked on top of
in a double-breasted suit.
The executive guy.
And like it just has about like 3 times the amount of head anybody else has.
Man.
Fat Men's Club. They had that was back before the invention of the home scale. So weighing something,
you had to go to like
public.
Oh my god, it was a public event.
You had to go to like a fucking cattle junction, like cattle depot.
Yeah, you had to go to a shipping container place. Like you had to go to the railroad and get weighed.
Yeah, you had to go to the railroad depot or like the steel mill. Here.
They hoist you up.
Here we go. Look at this absolute unit here. Dude, like there's,
that's nuts.
Yeah,
dude, that is nuts. Because the guy in the middle, that guy in the middle.
He's a twink kind of compared to this guy. Like, what is? They're all like some of them don't even like look at what's going on back here. See the guy looking over the shoulder of the big fat guy.
Yeah, and then the guy above him. Hold on, this guy back there. He's like. I'm fat. Why aren't I in the front? Why they gotta put me back in?
Why they have to put me back behind fucking fat Jimmy?
Yeah, they got Jimmy.
Yeah, why would they put all these people behind him?
They didn't have a room big enough for all of them to fit around him.
And this guy, that guy is like
he looks scared.
He kind of looks like 6-year-old Robert Wadlow.
Yo,
like Robert Wadlow when he's 6 years old is like 6'6", but he looks like a toddler. He's got like toddler dimensions,
dude.
Yeah, but we'll mark in the Fat Men's Clubs. Basically, like people. It was the last time in America where like people were so fat, like it was celebrated. And
Damn, bro.
like,
When you were like,
yeah,
look
like,
at this guy.
This guy, you know,
this guy rules.
He's
He's
some kind of
fat.
tycoon.
He's some sort of tycoon. He can make money off of this.
Yeah. I mean, like you had to be papered to get that fat back
Yeah,
then.
dude. It was
Dude, like,
so
it's-
hard to
it's-
get that fed.
The newspapers back then talk about how the bony-jawed locals are just jealous of the double chins and the robust bodies of the.
Yeah, they're talking about how hot fucking like the hottest man in town is.
You know,
he's 357 pounds.
You know what still kicks ass though is that there's no like fat women's clubs weren't popular.
Fuck no, they weren't, dude.
They were mostly based around like losing the weight, whereas the men's ones were based around just packing it on, becoming the biggest unit you can be. Like it's guys apparently were grief stricken if they lost the weight competition.
Really,
Yeah,
dude?
one guy steps up thinking he's gonna be over 300 pounds. He weighs in at 246. His friend said he was devastated the rest of the night.
It's inconsolable.
Yeah, it's just like they said like the rest of the evening he was just stricken with grief. Because he thought he was going to be $3 bills, and he came in at 246.
Came in light as fuck.
You got to think like that big unit in there was probably like 225 pounds. Somehow these people they weigh so much less than me and you.
208
Like they're so much smaller than me and you, like weight wise, but we weigh twice as much, but look half as fat somehow.
It's got. I don't understand. It's like
They're all like 5'2", probably.
Yeah, dude. They got to be like fucking
You know,
5
people-
foot nothing.
Yeah, people didn't. Yeah, fucking 3'18".
How bad do you think that dude must have smelled like that sour milk that you poured into your shit?
Yeah. I mean, like they didn't even have deodorant back then. You're wearing like a double breast. You probably
Everywhere you go.
With being that fat, you got to have a quadruple breasted suit.
And you know, like once
Dude,
you're
under that chin.
Oh yeah. And have you gotten like? Have you letting your BO get to the point to where it's like any movement you make, you're just any limb
like,
is just bringing
Even
all
after
of your
you shower
strength to you,
and scrub, it's still there.
dude.
I get a piece of stainless steel and I rub it there. Like
steel wool.
Yeah,
just grind your
well, no, if I have a stainless steel puck thing that's like for like if you work in a catfish bait factory or something. Like
you're just covered in fucking chum.
What is it? Stainless steel like actually gets rid of odors if you rub it on your. Like it pulls odors off you.
What?
It does.
So what? You can't stain it, but it can also take smells away. This doesn't make any fucking sense.
And get this. It's not even magnetic. They take all the magnetic out of it, and that makes all smells go away. And get this also.
fucking just throw the camera and fucking
Yeah, and it gets all shiny, like, and then they could build arches out of it.
What the fuck?
Dude, I'm surprised crackheads haven't scrapped the fucking arch yet. Like,
For real.
stolen it and loaded it in the back of a
Dude.
pickup truck.
For real, I was going to I can't remember the fuck I was going. Oh, I was meeting you at Chris's, and I passed that gas station, and there's just some fucking, I don't even know what she was on. She was dragging a suitcase. It had wheels. But she's dragging it like, like it had two wheels, but if you ever had a suitcase that popped up on a curb it gets all wild. I mean, she must have just gotten pissed, just dragging it all wrong with her head like all the way back, screaming in the sky. And she was like waving her arm.
Been there.
Oh, dude. And in my head, I thought she was like hitting her stomach or something. I don't know. But
Mating call. Time, I can't remember if you ever told it, like maybe in the early days, but the Andrew Peters drug trip.
Oh man,
you had to have told it before, right? Maybe let's just we'll say it. Like, let's just recap that.
Shit. I've mentally distanced myself so much. I've
heard the story so much that I can probably recount a lot.
I try and so. We start out at our boy's house, and Peters goes ahead and gets himself an ounce of mushrooms, flips a half of it, and in his math brain, he goes, "Hey, that's enough. We can eat this other half." I don't know what Matthew's doing. I don't know who's paying for what. I don't know what's covering what. If we get an ounce, sell half of it, we can go buy another ounce. I'm like,
yeah, I got a whole can of cheese. I got a whole can of Cheese Whiz. Let's party.
I'm looking around like, hold on. Peters, this doesn't make sense. You're going in the hole to go and get more mushrooms just because you're a glutton and you want more mushrooms. We had he sold half, we ate a half, and he turned around and we immediately got another half of mushrooms or whatever.
That's too much.
And
It's
they were like fucking 4 gram caps. They were big ass caps.
God dosing it.
Dude has Cheese Whiz just slapping back caps
That's
like
so
they're
fucking gross.
Like they're potato chips. I watched this dude dome a quarter and then continued to munch them like slowly one by one, like he's grazing on this bag of shrooms.
Full of cheese and shrooms.
And it was snowing so bad, it wasn't super bad wintry slick out, but the snow was coming down at a fast enough rate that if you're driving a certain speed, it looks like you're going warp speed. You can't see shit.
Yeah.
And I look at Peters' speedometer. He's ripping like 60 on Olive, and the roads are not clear. They're not. I mean, they're a little slick, but they're they're not the worst roads, but they're not roads
coming to a break that fast in certain.
They're not roads to be ripping that fast, and he's blazing down Olive when we have nowhere in particular to go, and we're starting to peak. And it's like he's probably driving as fast as he can on Olive. We're not even on the fucking highway, and we're driving. And at one point, we pass a fucking cop car, and I see the cop turns on the cherries, and the roads are slick enough that he can't perform a quick enough turnaround. And I'm like, yo, Peters, please slow the fuck down. There was a cop. He's like, no. Or I can't remember how he read, but he's just phasing me out, and I'm getting pissed the fuck off.
Cheesing behind the wheel.
And we eventually,
and figuratively.
Yeah, and we eventually figure out, we got a friend we can go to his house. So we go to his house, and he's not tripping yet, and we're already deep in it, and he starts eating a few. So Peters doesn't want him to be alone, so he eats a few more. And the dude's starting to really lose it. Our buddy is now starting to come up, and we're watching South Park. It's the South Park episode where it's a South Park episode where Tom Cruise gets locked in the closet, and exactly when he goes, when Tom's in the closet, and he says some shit like, "Oh my God, it's really nice in here. Oh my God." And the "oh my God" gets him. Now he's laughing. And he's laughing maniacally, like, and he gets this like peak laugh, and he looks at me like he had just found his penis for the first time. I'd never seen anyone. It was like a caveman finding fire. He had looked at me like, holy shit, did you know I could scream this loud? And he just starts like ringing out.
It's middle of the night, like
it's 2 a.m. and we're in our buddy's house, and a week prior, his mom had threatened to kick him out of the house if we kept smoking and doing drugs in the basement. So what do? We go right back, smoke blunts and do mushrooms.
He's probably eating like 10 grams at this point.
Peters is about a half ounce in. I am at well over like 5 grams. I'm maybe at a quarter, and I'm starting to not have a good time.
Much.
And I'm really not having a good time. And our buddy's on his bed, and he's like starting to come up, and he's like, "What's going on? Why is he yelling? Dude, tell him to shut up." And I'm like, Peters, dude, you got to shut the fuck up, because now he's no longer speaking words, and he's just yelling, like, he's just screaming and making noise. And I go, dude, that, like, I understand, like, like the sensation.
He's full on maniacally cheesing,
and it's full. Like, if you've ever been that tripped out,
a different planet,
dude, like, completely. If you ever been that tripped out to where it's like whatever you're doing, you need, like, it feels
like stimming kind of.
Yeah, basically he's stimming and he's screaming, and it's like this light in his eyes, and he's not going to stop. And I go, dude,
nobody's
at least
home.
Scream into a pillow. At least scream into a pillow, and he won't. And so I just kind of push it up like here, and he won't. And he's pushing me away, so I just put it in his face. And now in his head, he's thinking he's being attacked. and in his head, like, I think he told me once like what was happening, and it was like years later, and I was like, I fucking still hate you, and I don't give a shit where you were in your head. Fuck you and your gay head.
Smothered him like Chief from fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Dude, and he just like, he just kept screaming, and I think he told me he was talking to God, and God was telling him the only way to let them know to stop is to yell louder or some bullshit. And it was nuts. So he's, now he's starting to like do these gay girl slaps, and he's like scratching me. Once he like scratched me, then I was like, I get mad, and I'm like, well, here's what goes. Here's what happens. We're wrestling him down, and now I'm literally like on top of him wrestling, and he's flailing. He kicks the coffee table over. All of his mushrooms get soaked and ruined by a huge thing, orange juice, which good, fuck him.
Oh, that just makes it more powerful, too. Is he?
No, we tossed it out, and it was, I think... We'll get to that point. Yeah. But anyway, so he's flailing, he knocks over the coffee table, and there's like the weed tray, the blunt, all of it, our sodas or whatever. It's just a mess. And now he's really like, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm doing this, and now the pillow's not doing nothing. He's somehow... Layers of clothes are just peeling off of him like layers of onion. It was just like all of a sudden his coat was off, and now his shirt, he's off, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. We can't get him. I don't know how to pick him up. So I grab him by his belt and his waist, and I start to lift him up. I was in good shape. I was in good shape. I pick him up, and his heel hits his fucking head. Like his body just collapses that way, and I go, ooh, because I'm tripping, and I get freaked out. Like my dumbass thinks I'm gonna pick him up and his body will stay flat. I'm that fucking stupid. He's just gonna be a board in my head.
He folded in half.
And when his body just fell, I was like, blah, 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 blah. Well, he's dead. He's fucking dead. Backs don't go that way. I was like, shit. And then I dropped him and he fell all weird. And then I'm like, all right, fuck it. We need to get him out. He's not stopping. And it's been 20 minutes now, and he's still thriving on the ground, screaming, talking in tongues. His socks came off even at this point. So I've taken his socks, balled them up, and I'm shoving them in his mouth, trying to get him to shut the fuck up. It's 3:30, and he's talking in tongues, and his eyes, back of his head. And I'm like, oh, bro, no way. I'm in another world, and at the time, I'm, thinking,
knock him out.
Yeah, so Waylon looked at me and goes, dude, shut him up, dude, knock him out. And I'm like, I don't think we'll turn... And I hit him as fucking hard as I can in his face, and it just goes, his head's on the ground, so there's no recoil. It just goes, and he just turns, like, he gets hit, and his eyes just open right back up, and he looks at me, and he's doing that, and I'm like, fuck it. So I grab him by his ankles, and we're starting to drag him, and this is where his pants come off, and somehow all of his shorts underneath his pants, his underwear, now he's ass naked. He's got tiny mushroom dick, which anyone would have. Anyone would have. I had tiny mushroom dick. I don't think my dick
Everybody's dick in that room was probably like...
My dick didn't fucking resurface for another day. I was fucking...
Dude, 4 more weeks of winter.
Oh, dude. But yeah, Puxatawny Phil down there told me I'm fucking gay.
And I wish it was as fat as Phil.
Oh, bro. So yeah, now he's naked, and we're in the basement, and this kid's house, the basement stairs go up, and then there's like a platform, and then the door opens into the garage. So our mission now is we have to get him into the garage. We have to get him out of the house. It has been 45 minutes, and he has yet to stop screaming. We have no idea how his parents haven't come down yet. So we start dragging him up the stairs. He's kind of fighting back, and boom, 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 boom. He goes down maybe twice. Like we get him up to like a third of the way. He falls, and maybe a halfway, and he goes. And the halfway one was funny because it's boom, 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 like he slowed down, or he rolled like he did like a boom, boom, then an oblong roll or something. So it's so fucked up. And then when he lands like when fucking Woody falls in Toy Story, and he's still just going, and he's kind of shaking, and he's naked, so you're looking at him with his penis out.
Imagine his mom opens the door. Like,
don't worry, we got it.
You just all snap your own necks.
Yeah, dude, I would have just head first dove through the back window.
Yeah.
It just ran to the
It's one of those
backyard.
tiny basement windows. You're trying to squeeze your way out.
I get all cut up on my stomach.
You're stuck at the chest.
I just go, fuck it. I try and roll around until it kills me.
All your clothes come off.
My penis is out.
Yeah, you roll it till you saw your own head off. Just saw your own head off in the glass.
In that situation, I would have. So We finally get him to the top of the stairs. He's still naked. And we figure out if we kind of get him on our shoulder, we can shot put him because we can't get him. Like, we're so tired at the top of the steps and it's like a small platform.
He's exhausting.
So we throw him and he just like hits the platform and rolls into the garage. Now he's in the garage. It's 32 degrees. He's ass naked. The kid's got a long driveway, and that driveway was all gravel, partner. So what? The kid's not standing up, so I grab him by the ankle and wrist, and I'm dragging him through the rocks and gravel.
These are desperate fucking.
Well, because now we're outside in the neighborhood, and he's still.
It's like the birds are probably chirping at this point. It's like 5, almost sun up.
I'm seeing kitchen lights come on, and people starting to cook their morning coffee.
You goons.
And I'm just like sweating, I'm sweating in 23-degree weather with some naked kid screaming in my arms.
Not a good look.
No, not even close.
Dude, like you dig like a whole 6-foot hole and just bury him.
Yeah, piss and shit on him and leave. So I get him over to his car, and so I'm dragging him, and he's getting dragged through gravel, and it's all of a sudden I finally, because I didn't want to do the whole driveway in gravel, but I still had to get over some gravel to the grass. Once I get grass, he jumps up and like is fine. And starts sprinting and takes 4 of the hardest steps I've ever seen anyone run and then just collapse. Like downside hit 3 hard steps and then he just fell like a fucking like a Woody doll. And then I'm just like, God fucking damn it. And it like at this point I think he fell in a small icy puddle in the lawn or some shit. Because I remember going to get him, my feet got soaking wet and I'm cold. I finally get him to his car. Waylon is in his house trying to clean up, tripping, forgot we were outside, forgot to bring me the keys. I'm standing there for like 20 minutes. I'm keeping my hand over his mouth, keeping him quiet. And now he's chewing on his tongue and lips, and he's spitting blood in my hand through my fingers. And I'm like, I don't know how much worse this can get, man. Waylon finally comes out, gives me the keys, and we open the door, and we get him in, and we have a spare blanket to at least... Because I don't know where any of his shit is in all of this. We're just going to get him in and give him a blanket to cover him up, get all of his shit, throw it in the front seat, put his keys in the front seat, and lock him in his car.
Yeah, because he won't be able to get out at least.
Yeah, no.
If you lock him in there.
So we get him in his car, all of his shit in the front seat, and the only bit of English that he said in all of this, like, gibberish, tongue-speaking fit is he goes, oh, I'm a little whore, fuck my slutty ass. And I'm like... No. I close the door. I'm like, no, that's straight up exorcism shit. That is 100% cinematic devil shit. I'm not fucking with it.
That's honestly the most embarrassing part of this whole thing.
Yeah. So we go back into Waylon's, and it's like revisiting a goddamn battlefield.
And plus, like you get like it's almost like a body like buried out there, except it's alive and screaming. It's like the telltale heart. Like like
I mean, and I think he was still screaming until whenever he came
just
down.
In the car, like and like you guys
we're sitting there, and I think maybe 2-3 hours went by, and me and Waylon spoke very little and looked at each other completely in disbelief, and it felt like 12, maybe 20 hours in that whole time.
Yeah, you're just
and we're
waiting
just like,
for it to wear off. Like,
then we start talking like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna tell his parents like, yo, your son finally did it. He ate himself into a fucking idiot.
Retarded.
He drugged himself into he drugged himself into a gay slut.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, like
it was just, and we were literally like, what do we do? His girlfriend is friends of ours. We were all hanging out at our buddies last night. Like, we are going to have to tell everybody.
Your boyfriend's a gay retarded slut now.
It's like, hey, remember last night?
Is he verbal? You're gonna wish he wasn't.
Yeah, you're gonna really want it. Even the other way, you're gonna wish you never said it. But it was just like we were all hanging out, and then in any movie or whatever, it's like someone dies or something. It's like, I was just playing good cards with them last week. Well, we were just eating all
trying to get your story straight, but it makes no sense because you're both tripping.
Yeah, I mean,
so we were both practicing our color guard routine. We're doing interpretive dance in the basement. That's why we actually knocked over the table.
Yeah, and that's why he's naked.
It's real art shit, you know.
Yeah, it's why there's a lot of his saliva in his socks. Yeah, his socks are drenched in spit.
We're practicing our one act.
It's all a part of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah. It's a book report thing.
He's Boo Radley.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then
Lenny.
we're figuring out like what the fuck are we gonna do? Like do you even go to? Do you go to jail for fucking being there when so many drugs? Because we're still
Somebody sluts themselves retarded.
Someone sluts themselves retarded and gay. So we're spinning out. We don't know what the fuck to do, and then we just hear, guys, let me in. And I'm like, fuck you, go home. Fucking go home, bro. He's like, no, dude, please let me in. And we finally let him in, and he comes in like a fucking boxer who got his ass kicked. His face is swollen the fuck up from when he's chewing on it. When I hit him, his back is thrashed. It's like just oh, dude, he didn't come to school for like 2 days or 3 days because of how fucked up he was.
What did he tell his parents?
I don't know what he told his parents. We were at school, and his girlfriend came up to me and goes, "What the fuck happened to him?" And I go, "Listen, I'll tell you in about 3 days. I seriously, mentally, I can't revisit that right now. I can't think about it. I've never been traumatized by anything, but that fucked me up, and I don't want to talk about it. You know your boyfriend's an asshole, and this isn't the first time it's happened, apparently. Because there's the one time the same thing happened. Your slut boyfriend turned into the gay Jekyll and Hyde version of himself. He ate one too many caps, and he told Dylan's dad and fucking Dylan's dick. And Dylan's dad punched a hole in the ceiling. And Dylan's dad fucking him.
Absolute like pimp hands and
yeah.
What do you say? Like I'm gonna suck your cock or something.
Yeah,
like,
he said. Or
he wasn't even telling Sam to suck his cock.
He told Sam.
He said he told Sam he would suck his. It wasn't even like.
It either was like suck my cock or I'll suck your cock or something about his ass or he's windmilling his dick.
That. Yeah,
and I think Sam was mostly just angry at Dylan's lack of beating his ass up right away for showing his dick. Sam's the type of guy that's like, yo, he showed his dick. Why aren't you whipping his ass? What the fuck? Why is this bare ass on our couch right now? He should have his ass kicked right now.
Yeah, like if there's a thing like if I'm gonna let you be like the cool parent house, you got to be open hand, just smacking kids who pull their dicks out. That's where you draw the line.
I mean, the kid crossed the line twice.
Yeah. I mean, that's gay.
Mm-hmm. And then it turns out he did it maybe 1 or 2 more times where he ate too many mushrooms and did the same like rigmarole with everybody else.
It took me one bad mushroom trip to be like no more. Like I couldn't even which. I won't even do like 3.5 grams. I'll just only micro. But that took probably a decade. Like after my bad trip. Like
if you have a bad trip, man.
Yeah,
it's basically that night it was as stressful as watching the movie Good Time.
Yeah, like that's I know what you mean. Like I may have told the story like a long time ago too again. But my bad trip when I was in Springfield over the summer, like there's like hardly anybody even in Springfield. It's only like a handful of people I know, and like I'm at my buddy's apartment and stuff, and we're watching some movie. Like, and I've been doing pretty good all night, but like I'd taken way more than I realized. Like like my buddy was like cheesing, like, and he eventually got fine, and I was sitting under a blanket. We're all watching the show, and my buddy hands me a baddie, and I like apparently smoked the baddie and stuff, and like, and then I just didn't have it, and he's like, "Frank, pass me the baddie." I'm like, "What?" And then he's like, "Did you get the baddie?" I'm like, what? And I got like really offended that he said I still had it, and like I stood up, and my vision, everything went like looked like a chalkboard, like black with just white outline for like a second when I stood up, and I got even more upset, and I just stormed out of the place in the middle of the night, and I spent like 20 minutes trying to get in this truck that wasn't mine. I'd forgotten that I'd walked there, and like, thank God, like just as I'm just like poking the key around this black truck that looked like mine, and I walk back to my place, and like I'm trying to drink out of the sink. I'm so thirsty,
like with your hand.
Yeah, but I can't get it. And then I'm like staring into the toilet for I don't know how long either. Like I think I'm gonna throw up or something. But I didn't. I saw the toilet and I thought I had to use it, but I didn't remember how, and I don't think I really did. But and then I fall asleep in my room, and like, I wake up in the middle of the night, like it's all like dark in there except for just like my TV on like aux input, like with it turned off, there's a blue light, and I'm like, I'm in hell. I'm like, oh fuck! I got in a car accident and I killed all my friends and now I'm in hell. Like
The TV doesn't fucking work.
I literally thought I'd died and gone to hell. I was so thirsty in this hot room, and there's just a blue light. I'm like, man, you fucking died, you fucking pussy. Like,
Man, you
yeah,
ate
like
mushrooms
I had
and
to think like I never got to say goodbye to everybody. It was like some serious turmoil. Like I woke up like eventually when it was daybreak. I'm like, I got my wits back about me. And I'm looking around, it's my dorm room's destroyed. Like, and it was a summer dorm, so there's hardly anybody there. But I had I was in a suite, and I had a guy next to me in the dorm. We shared a suite, but he was in the next room over. God only knows what he thought. I'm like, he's like a straight laced guy, and I come back making all this noise.
Yeah,
and,
you're just tossing shit around.
Yeah, and like it's crazy. And I walk out of the place to go back to my buddy's apartment, like where it originally started, and I go out down the stairs because I don't want to see the person at the front desk, and I open up the side door, and the loudest fire alarm goes off ever, and I just take off sprinting. I just sprint away from there. Yeah, and then I get back to my buddy's house. I'm like, "What's up, Frank?" And they just start crying when I got back there. Like,
You just break that.
yeah, because like I think like my buddy had given me like way more than I thought I had taken. Like I took like probably at least 5 grams, and I ate it with in scrambled eggs, and it all like he gave me scrambled eggs. I ate all this, and I just like and it started with the baddie, and I like he was like for the past the baddie. I'm like what? I'm like, and I just got so indignant, and I stood up and stormed out, just tripping the fucking face.
Man.
And, yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Dude, and you know what? I was thinking about that today a little bit. Like, I went to that baseball game, and it must have been. So I don't know if it's because it's later in the season or whatever the fuck, or if the Cardinals are sucking that bad and they're just like giving tickets out because tickets are basically free. So they've been giving them to like schools for fucking field trips or whatever, and it was a nightmare. We had to wait almost an hour to get a fucking hot dog. Jesus. Because every fucking kid's ticket came with a free thing from the concession, and all those cocksuckers hit the lines at like right away or one time, and then they bogged it up
because they're not going to let them go off alone and shit. So
and they bogged it, whatever. So it was just annoying. Like I literally was at the game. I thought I was in fucking China because I was surrounded by a bunch of people who had zero idea of personal space. I was like, I started like having claustrophobia. I almost started to panic because I was walking with my boss and my coworker, and we're walking in a tight, normal group of 3, like 3 men, how they should walk through busy, not even that crowded of an area, but then there are people just like literally walking so close to us and like standing way too close when there's so much room anywhere fucking.
It was Hills Have Eyes night at the fucking.
It was insane. And like standing in line, we all know where your place is in line. You don't have to stand ass to dick with me.
Yeah.
You don't have, and it was like, I got so pissed off. There's a group of kids behind us.
Someone's body heat pressing up against you.
Well, I started. If you remember how pissed off I got at that fat bitch at the Marilyn Manson concert in that pleather dress. There's some bitch who kept bumping into me, and I was complaining. I fucking started elbowing her back. I started getting mad.
The pleather dress. She's got to have like a little valve on the side that drains it.
Oh yeah, dude. The one somewhere along the dress is just cracked.
It's like the igloo cooler. You press on a little thing, and it lets water come out.
Yeah, lift it up and it just drains out. Yeah. But so I'm standing there and I'm looking forward, and my boss is to my left, and we're just like, man, I can't, like, these kids are using their ticket to order the craziest shit. Like if they're coming up here and they're ordering just an order of fries, so they have to fry. It's taking so long to get anything. There's no way
special ordering.
Yeah, and there's no way like what ballpark doesn't have a million hot dogs like almost ready at go, basically. But anyway, we're standing in line getting pissed, and there's these chuckleheads behind us, like a couple of funny guys. Yeah, a couple of goofballs. A couple of real crazy frogs. Yeah, some real crazy frogs are standing behind me. And at first, I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt because something happened where, like, there's one girl in the group, and it was like 4 or 5 bros, and something happened where they say to the girl, like, yeah, we got like a pretty crazy sense of humor. Like, guys, people just don't get our sense of humor. So I started like hearing what they're saying. I'm like, that's kind of fun. Okay.
Like, we listened to this one podcast. It's called Menthol Mavericks.
They're guys like us.
Yeah, it's guys like
but
us.
it was like,
you hear them quoting us.
So
they just doubt everything we're doing.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, just kill myself right there. But I'm sitting there, I'm listening to them, and they're doing kind of like a quirky, it's not even refined. I don't know if you've recently listened to a couple of middle schoolers try and rizz up a bitch or even be funny with one another, but none of them are even that funny. They're not even that close.
Oh, dude. You should have shown them, hey, kid, pull up your phone, show them Crazy Frog.
But,
yeah.
So they just are like trying to do a bit, and it's like really funny to hear kids just flop a bit, and it was good. It was pretty good.
Turn around and go, ooh.
Boo, yeah.
Hey, baby, why don't you ditch those zeros?
Hey, baby, how about you come with a bro who can really make you laugh?
And call me in 6 years. I'm not going to talk to you till then because that would be grooming.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you until you want to laugh. And then 6 years. So, like, I'm listening, and then something happens where then they realize, damn, we've been standing in line for a while. What's going on? They look up and like, oh, these dudes ordered like three whole fucking meals. And I hear the one kid who was pissing me off the most go, bunch of faggots. And I'm like, okay.
The kids are all right.
And I'm like,
children are the future. You gotta look proud.
I'm kind of like, okay. But then everything came to a screeching halt because of what proceeded from there. So we're standing, we're not moving anywhere. But this kid who's behind me is just real antsy, and he's not like a fat kid. But he's not like a big dude who like he just is going back and forth, and he's hovering, like if you're it's like he's kind of like doing that, but like being eclipsed by his friend so he doesn't have to have his full body in view of the bitch or whatever, because like I look back and he's kind of doing like a peeking over shoulders into the circle, but
fat man's
he's
club.
but he's the funny man, it seems, of the thing, and he's trying to rip jokes and they're not landing, whatever, but he kept bumping into me. Like he kept like kind of his little thing would sway, and I'm like, all right, one is fine, okay. Motherfucker, that's two. Motherfucker. How don't you know you've bumped into me 4 fucking times, dude? And at this point,
rip your shirt off, throw it as far as you can.
At this point, he bumped into me. I'm like standing, I'm cross-armed, and I'm just like, I'm like pissed. And his friend's noticing, and he goes, dude, you like come over this way. And when he bumped into me like one more time, I just went, I turned and I just like almost, and I just dead stared into like the side of his head until his friend was like we need to back up, and then they realized there's like another line or something. They walked like because when he bumped into me, I literally internally started to panic. I'm standing with my boss, and in my head I'm like, fuck, dude, my boss is gonna see me fucking cuss out a 6-year-old. My boss, I'm freaking out because now I know my boss is like, with what I did to my nephew last week.
Your boss is like, I don't know if you'll like baseball or not. They don't have cereal here. I didn't realize that's who you went with, your boss.
He's like,
they don't have cereal.
They got waffle crisp.
Yeah,
you're not gonna fucking like it.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking.
So you're like, it's all right, I brought my own.
I got my bag.
You pull the bag out of like your pant leg.
Camel bag.
You roll up your pant leg. You got a boot with the whole bag. You got your club foot boot that's hiding a fucking whole 3-pound bag of waffle crisp.
I've been waiting in line for hot dogs.
Your body packing it. Yeah, like you're just like you stitched 2 shirts to the bottom and filled up the shirt with.
It's so I can flip it in.
Yeah. And and you lined it with plastic, so it's all just cereal floating in milk.
Fuck yeah, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
But no, it's just nuts because like I'm sucking my tit and just drinking my fucking waffle crisp.
Acting all nonchalant.
I'm standing there and I'm like, literally, I'm sweating. I'm like, dude, I'm going to black out and scream at this dude, and my boss is going to see me for the piece of shit that I am.
Yeah, now he'll find out that.
After having 3 Buds, like huge Bud Selects.
Yeah, after sharing car rides with you, talking about your third-hand adrenochrome stories.
Talking about how the government's faking racism to stir up the
to fuck kids.
Fuck kids and to make it into a frenzy.
Yeah. And then they're getting high off it.
Yeah, they're loving it.
Lying about it.
Yeah, man, lying about it. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I hate when
The
they lie about
illegal
it.
part.
But yeah, dude. So I'm just like I'm almost spazzing out. But once they left, I was like,
Boss is gonna think I'm weird.
my boss is gonna think I'm fucking
He's gonna
weird.
find out I'm weird.
After he caught me, fucking got AI Hulk tits. Now he finds out I'm weird. Because I finally asked a kid who's bumped into me one too many times, hey kid, can you back up a little bit? There's no need for you to have your back pinned to me. Because it was, I mean, I was getting so pissed off because it was like a bunch of lines, and you can easily walk around the outside of the line if you have to get around it. People are just walking clear through the line as if that was the only way, and I'm starting to like bug the fuck out because now I have bad like
You're gonna melt down.
well, yeah, I got bad claustrophobia, especially when it's like spatial issue, people walking at me.
Yeah.
It's like real jarring,
what you mean.
or almost in a movie where like someone who's disoriented and lost, and the camera is just like people are walking all fast by the camera.
Lucky
That's what
me,
it felt like.
Like in those situations, I have a natural defense. If someone bumps into me once, they're like, because I'm all soaking wet
Yeah,
and
you're
clammy.
I just have a scowl on me, but the problem is once I realize I'm getting all turned around, everything's exciting. Like I feel like I'm in a Tim Burton scene where the clowns are taking my bike, but I'm realizing all the clowns that are around me are fucking adult special needs people who are being walked in a line of like ducklings, and I'm seeing what the fuck's happening.
You should lean to your boss. You see all these losers here?
Yo, what the fuck's up with that one?
Yeah. Like, what's up with these guys?
Well, I
these
saw
guys
this-
are crazy.
These guys are crazy. Bah, 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 bah. Dude, I saw one dude, his face looked like the rough side of a brick house. Like his face was made up of just tumors and skin tags. He literally looked like the Elephant Man. Like his face was fucked, and he was being
Face like Adobe.
yeah, and he was being held by a foot. Like he looked like a fucking clay mountain. It's almost like holding his hand. He's just like he's just never seen the sun. He's never been walked outside.
Someone needs to somebody needs to get that guy a Brock umbrella so he doesn't drown in the rain.
Yeah, give him some style. That underbite's gonna drown him.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it was nuts because like we got there and my boss was just like, "What in the hell is going?" Because it was so crowded, and it was all just like middle school like kids, and then like communities
It's like
of fucking adults that are being on field trips being let
could
out.
be like a purgatory where you're at a special needs night baseball game.
Yeah,
and all the lines are too long.
Special needs night where
With your boss, that's a whole. That's purgatory.
with my boss who's awful at telling, dude, the worst storyteller. He's sitting in the front seat
like
and
a Yupel Bird storyteller.
I mean, yes, almost exactly that, but talking quiet. So he's sitting in the front
so
seat.
you're trying-
This dude's driving, and I'm in like he's got like one of those Ford SUVs, so it's like cabin seats in the back.
Yeah.
And my boss is trying to tell me a story, facing forward, and talking about going like, and I could tell you the thing about that was, and I'm only hearing a couple words peep in, and the fucking sound of the highway. I'm just like. Oh, he's like, no, I asked, when was the last time you went to a Cardinals game? I'm like, oh, I can't hear you, dude.
Shitting on him.
Like, shitting on him.
I
Hell.
thought of a character. It's kind of something you could have done, but like a guy. Say you would have went to the bathroom by yourself. A guy that tells lies, obvious lies about something that just didn't happen. like you say, "Hey, man, so when I was in the bathroom, like 5 of those underbite guys came in and tried to fuck me, and so I had to fight them all off. Yeah,
Dude.
and then the cops came in and were like, "We got you.
We got you.
Yo, you get back to your
got
boss
you.
and tell him to give you a raise because you protected us from these retards." In fact, they deputized me.
Yeah, dude. But I lost the badge on the way to
My uncle was one of the cops.
My uncle was one of the cops, but I lost my badge coming around the corner from the
I gave it to a little retarded kid on the way here.
I gave it to the smallest underbite I could find.
I gave it to I caught a foul ball and it got knocked out of my hand, and then 3 retards scrambled out from under the seats and got him. And then I came back here. Can I have money for a beer?
You're still buying beers, right?
Yeah. Beer man, can you wait in the line for me?
Dude, you wouldn't believe it. I went to go over there to the bathroom, right? And I saw this girl, I swear I went to high school with, and her tits are so big. She showed them to me.
Yeah, and I did titty fucked her in front of the piss trough.
I titty fucked her at the piss trough. Titty fucked her in line for the hot dog in front of the retards, and the kid kept bumping into me.
I put one of the hot dogs in my pants, and I told her it was my dick, and she sucked on the hot dog. Dumb bitch. Am I right? Fucking grip up his
The fucking grip.
Am I right?
Back of the hand slap.
Fucking just hard, like you're getting a little sonic boom on there. Fucking.
You're always like, just the whip your fingertip and it's hurting real bad.
Yeah, you're just snapping at his dick.
Right. Yeah, now how about that beer money?
Yeah. Can you get me a Molson?
Yeah, $15 though for the tall ones.
They got him at the bar like across the way. Give me a draft, Molson draft.
And let me get $3 extra. I think this will chip me out to the bathroom. I'm gonna go back and fuck that girl who did fuck me.
Yeah. And can I get like $3 Cash App because I need to upgrade my castle wall on Clash of Clans.
Nobody's changing my castle wall. I need to fucking change my castle wall.
Blacks are attacking my castle wall.
The blacks are fucking raiding me for all of my gold.
I'm trying to get Angry Birds Premium.
I hate these commercials, dude. You know how it is.
Dude, you know I can't.
You know how it is.
You know I fucking.
You know.
I don't do commercials.
No, I don't do that, dude. I don't do that.
I don't do commercials.
Go straight up.
Yeah, the goose.
Fucking shanks.
It's like a goose.
Yeah. Oh fuck,
dude!
Yeah.
You know I don't do commercials. Dude, you just like you go goose mode to get those kids away from you.
Yeah, you stick your neck out, start hissing, flap your arm, start flat footing.
Yeah.
Dude, but for real, I was just like, what the fuck? There's zero way a motherfucking player like me, a guy like me, was ever as gay as kids are now. Guys like us were never, ever that gay.
Back in 07.
06,
Back
07?
in 07, Wolf Mother's debut had just came out.
We had landed every single joke we ever attempted. We never fumbled a punchline, especially to a bitch at the candy line.
I wasn't gonna have sex for another 4 years.
I was doing the opposite. I was probably criminally trying to get pussy.
No, yeah, I mean we all were, but like we all had our different moments of success. Mine, him like many years later. Because I was too much of like a space alien and Christian to.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like
you are all ace
too
freely.
Weird to finger pop.
You totally ace freely.
I was. You're the star child. I was the fucking.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Now you were the demon. Tyler was the cat.
Yeah, that's
Mike
right.
Mullen. Like no, Mike.
No, Hayes was the fucking.
Hayes was the star
Hayes
child.
was the star. He's my star.
Star child. Yeah, like
oh man,
dude. Tyler's Peter Chris.
Tyler's the one that is like Vinnie Vincent, the guy in the 80s that came in for a tour.
Yeah,
he's got that stupid Prince fucking symbol painted on his face. He looks like a soft girl.
Vinnie Vincenzo, and his real name's like fucking Shlomo Hayim or something. But it's like
Shlomo Heimberg.
They're all secret Jews.
Oh man, that's crazy, dude. I was when was the last time you listened to FM radio?
It had to have been. It was a while back, probably sometime on like KDHX.
That's probably good.
Like,
that's more good radio. I was listening to fucking 105.7 on the way to work.
Dude,
prime time, drive time radio. It fucking sucks.
Dude,
it's
still
the
playing
worst
like Finger 11 or
dude.
Like,
Well, the music. This is just when they're talking.
Nation?
No, this is just like the talking morning bits, and they're about to start music at about 10 or whatever they do. But the drive time talking is it's not funny. It's retarded. They do they play games with people who call in that take way too fucking long. They're not funny. They're not good to listen to. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, they got all the fucking St. Charles sucked onto this. They got the fucking worst parts of St. Louis County drinking the Mountain Dew off the tits of their fucking shit.
The people at the bottom of that waterfall in Curie Road.
Yeah, just like collecting dirty puddles of fucking hand-me-down way back Wednesday
A
rock.
bunch of dusty-ass people waiting for the Hurricane Harbor bucket to tip.
Yeah, dude, they're just waiting for the Hurricane Harbor bucket to drop down that old Nirvana song on them again.
Yeah, just for like to fucking AWOL Nation sail.
Yeah. And you love
the
them.
xylophones.
Yeah, we love them. Imagine Dragons.
Sublime. What I got.
Rome.
Yeah, with Rome. Fucking
Fuck that guy.
Sublime with Mickey Avalon.
That fools.
If you grab a hold of
I still laugh at that so much.
Tell me that I'll never be set free.
I'll never be set free. Did you hit that Mickey Avalon cane? It's so good.
Was it April 26, 1992? There was a riot on the street. Tell me
Where were you?
You were sitting home watching Yo TV. I was participating in some anarchy.
That's fucking good,
First,
dude.
but the head it was a liquor shop.
And I just am like, I'm listening to the radio. I'm like, this is soulless. This sucks. And now it used to be like 3 dudes, and now it's like 7 of them, and none of them are fucking fun. No, I don't want to hear any of them talk. All of them fucking
too many
suck,
people, like,
and none of them are notable. None of them are good enough character to stick. They have this one dude who's got this soft voice that sucks. I hate dudes. Oh yeah, like I was in a drummer. It's like, dude. Did your balls ever drop?
Yeah. Like,
your voice sounds like you are still hitting a puberty fucking. Hi, Mrs. Landberg. Is Emily there? Can I talk to your daughter? Like, he sounds like a little kid. It's brutal.
That sucks. He must have got molested. Call him up. Hey, yo, I got a question for.
Hey, thanks for calling 105.7 The Point.
I got a question for that pussy.
Hey, yeah, I got a question for that faggot with the idiot voice.
Yeah.
What, did you get raped or something?
It's like he's shaking the phone, ripping at it, pressing the buttons.
Yeah, Rizzuto laughs. He's like, man, thanks for the call.
Yeah.
You got to call in, or you got to call one of them.
Give you your own segment.
Yeah, it's like they all have that stupid joke. Like, you call in and you're like, hey, Riz, you're a faggot. It's like, hey, thanks, guy. It's like, I think the joke's like every time any caller just says happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Someday. Yeah, thanks.
I remember he moved to Chesterfield, like in Green Trails, like a couple years like before I left. And I remember one time, like I was just like facing the cash register, and I like hear his voice ask for cigarettes. I'm like, I immediately knew it was him. It's like you were so much smaller than I imagined you being.
We gotta look over the counter.
I ID him.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sorry, son, but you got an ID or something.
Yeah, like
you look up at the age clock and it's like not 21 until whatever the fuck. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna need to see some ID.
Yeah.
He's got like a fucking almost gray hairs in his beard.
Italian, huh?
Italian, huh?
You know, does anybody ever tell you got a face for radio?
Yeah.
You should be.
You got a face for radio and a voice for silent films. Has anyone ever told you that? Anyone ever told you to be a blue man?
Yeah,
anyone told you to cover that thing up and be
very
quiet?
beautifully expressive eyes.
Dude, that would be awesome. I'm gonna start telling people that, like, yo, you're super talented. You ever think about going and be a blue man? Just hide your face and never speak.
Yeah,
just be ambiguous blue, juggling
hairless.
Marshmallows with a bunch of fucking
between 5'8" and 6 foot.
Yeah, and getting herpes because you're spitting marshmallows into each other's mouths.
You get put on too much weight to be a blue man. You're too fat. Like they
have to silently tell you you're too fat. They'll look at you.
Yeah. They just start they just drown you in a fucking puddle of paint.
Yeah, one of them gets like a hose and puts it in a shirt and starts inflating it real big, and they just pretend to laugh at you.
A couple of them pick you up and take you back to the hill, and then feed you to the queen.
Oh fuck, dude! What in the fuck goes wrong in your life where you go, Mom? I don't think that this carpentry. I don't think that the fucking trade school is working out for me. just let me do what I want and juggle marshmallows into a painted guy's face.
I didn't make the Swedish secret drum corps, so
They rejected me in my tryout for Stomp, so I'm going
I
for
shouldn't have
Blue Man
majored
Group.
in drumming in college. I like to think still thinking that drum majors are majoring in drums. And, like yeah, but that's like the leader of the drum corps. So what are you minoring in?
Yeah, what's your minor?
You're minoring in communications. I don't know. Then what? You can't use that in a Blue Man Group.
Can't communicate in that. So I guess you're gonna have to minor in fucking cosmetology.
Yeah, you lose there's too many white guys in Blue Man Group, so you lose it to a black guy.
Dude, you minor in cosmetology and you're the blue man going to cosmetology school and you're just surrounded by like black women who are just fucking putting in braids, have real long nails, and they're trying to get their own beauty shop.
You go to one of them and you like make me look like this. It's a barber, and you just show them a picture of the Blue Man Group. Do you think the Blue Man have to be white? Because it's easier to make a white guy blue than you'd need a lot of extra layers of paint to make a black guy blue. I would think. And the shade might be off.
Well, and also
you have to paint him white first, like a primer.
I've seen Blue Man Group. I think
they kind of look like black guys. Though.
Why is no, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't,
okay.
dude.
Well, maybe it's just because of the I don't know why I'm thinking that, but
what do you think? With lips that big, you think you can throw anything in that mouth?
No, I'm just thinking like
those lips bat them away.
I'm thinking they look so good bald and like they're all black's like a shade of blue.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, I just thought they were just dark.
No, dude. I mean, I was close enough.
Plus the rhythm.
I was looking for eyes, and I'm like, no, they're all round eyes.
None of them are yellow.
None of them were yellow. None of them were
African guys.
None of them were. Why are we up here? What you mean throwing the food into you?
Dude, yeah, like they're.
But then I was also looking. I'm like, why wouldn't they be Chinese? Because Chinese dudes are
the synchronization and the
they're incredible acrobats. Half the things they're doing involves acrobat shit.
Yeah,
and then the other half is
I've
like,
never actually seen what they do. I know they drum and stuff.
They literally
they
just like throw M&Ms into each other's mouths across the room.
It's like a hibachi thing.
Yeah, dude, basically.
They're throwing shrimp and making little rice
cooking.
volcanoes.
And then they got those PVC pipes where they play fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
They play
Bam, 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 bam.
They play Crazy Frog.
Yeah, they just play Crazy Frog.
And then they crush a big watermelon with a big ass hammer.
Yeah, everyone in the front row's got to put up a tarp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They mix the whole SeaWorld and Gallagher thing where they crush a dolphin. They crush a dolphin's head with a hammer.
And one of them brings out a treasure trunk and he just does carrot top bits. He just has bad one-liners with toys that are designed weird.
You know what he does actually? Like I listened to the whole Carrot Top Mark Maron interview like years ago. When I first got into podcasts, I only listened to Mark Maron's podcast.
That's insane. I fucking hate that guy.
And Carrot Top was on there, and like he said he makes welding masks into like masks, and he says he's got a big like black guy like a face on a welding mask because there's some sort of big dick one-liner he's got in his thing, and Mark Maron just tells him it's hacked to his face.
That's awesome.
Mark Maron's such an asshole. Like it's
that fucking
most
rules.
Episodes would start with him like
Sucking?
basically trying like halfway passive aggressively trying to bury the hatchet with whoever he's talking to because he burnt a bridge with them at some point.
Really?
Yeah, but his podcast got popular enough to where people still wanted to do it and stuff. And he's like, and he's like, everybody you just skip over the first 10 minutes, which is just him talking about his life alone, and get to the interviews because, he's like, there'd be some good interviews on there. Like actually, like his interview with Steve Albini was like kind of like that's worth listening to because it kind of like it kind of changed my outlook on a whole lot of things as far as say like needing to like posture like you're right all the time basically like he got questioned about like he's got a band called Rape Man and like he was questioned about like a feminist blog and he just basically said like look I can't defend it was the 80s like rather than getting defensive he just like owned up and said I copped to it.
It was a bad joke.
Yeah, it's just like it's
sometimes
and it got popular. The band got popular. It couldn't.
Fuck.
His other band, Big Black, too. And But yeah, it also just kind of that interview.
Damn, dude, his band Big Black and Carrot Top comes out in that black mask.
Yeah,
doing Crazy Frog.
Yeah, but Albini also, that's the reason why I went and got into audio engineering a little bit, was so like kind of almost by proxy, you're into like audio engineering because I listened to that episode of Mark Maron.
I hate Mark Maron. I hate that you told me that. I hate that information.
Hey, I mean, I listened for
Go back to talking about Blue Man Group. God damn it! This
dude,
got
by
not
the time
funny.
he had Blue Man Group on, and he was
Damn, you had Blue Man Group on that interview.
He was just like, "So what, you guys are blue or something?" Like, like you can tell when he doesn't respect his guest.
Yeah, the dudes just look at each other and back at him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna play guitar for a little while until you come up with something to
fuck my
say.
18-year-old girlfriend and feed all the stray cats in the neighborhood.
Fuck Mark Maron, dude.
He's like he's a contemptible person, kind of like, but he's also, I kind of also just respect how like unable to be gracious at all. Like, it says like Adam Sandler's daughter's movie sucked, basically. Like, just
what movie was that?
I don't know. Some movie she had. Like,
he's just
not very good. He's kind of like just a natural player hater.
Well, I am too, so that
Yeah.
I get that, but also I have to hate him because that's my natural.
Yeah, no, you should.
Of course.
You should hate him, but like there's still like some value to what he does. That's the thing. It's like,
Okay, he's like in Pimps Up, Hose Down. He's like Pimpin' Ken. The dude who just walks up and is grabbing bitches out of the Korean dude's lap, and he's just like, "Listen, baby, you gotta come with Pimp Ken."
That's the guy who's he's macking on every girl he like that gets in his sight.
He's
Like,
handing him business cards and he's telling them what you ain't doing right.
like
So
girls
you
that
ain't
don't
got
even
it.
look like hookers either, too. Like, he's like macking with that fuzzy hat on.
The Jamiroquai.
Yeah, that fuzzy Jamiroquai. Let's see. You want to call it or take a break? Because I need to get some water.
Yep. Show. Oh, hold up. Clap. We didn't clap in the top of the episode, so we got a reverse slate. Perfect.
I am one. What I am. I can see everything in color. Everything. You have to see the air. You can't believe it. And the dimensions and all the prisms and the rays.
Part of an interview with the subject just before LSD is to be administered.
My husband was an employee here at the VA, and he told me they were looking for normal people, and I volunteered.
I say, do you feel you're normal?
I couldn't possibly tell you. It's here. Can't you feel it? This whole room. Everything is in color, and I can feel the air. I can see it. I can see all the molecules. Can't you see it?